My name is Andrei Zakharevich. I'm a co-founder of Rational Cloud LLC. This video is an introduction and demo for our package Specialization Manager. On the screen is an agenda for today's video. I will go over some quick introduction, installation procedure from Salesforce App Exchange Store, overview for the install components in a demo Salesforce organization. Then I will live demo initial rollout for the package, and we'll show you some of the tremendous immediate benefits for using our package in your organization. A couple words about myself. I have 7 Salesforce certifications of various levels, including architectural ones. I do have a degree in artificial intelligence, and I have about 10 years of Salesforce development and design experience with a variety of companies, starting from a startup level company and all the way to top of the chain tier 1 company. Throughout my career, I worked on various size Salesforce orgs that regularly starting their implementation and all the way to enormous size org with over 35,000 Salesforce licenses. I did a project to this org too. Here at Rational Cloud, I represent, I had to wear a lot of hats, a lot of roles to get Specialization Manager appear on the Stock Exchange, but my primary role was product owner and technical design. I'm very happy to introduce Specialization Manager today. This project became a personal passion of mine, and I'm glad it is feature complete and have the opportunity to present it to you today. Specialization Manager idea grew from the ground up. This entire package came from a personal encounter with a recurring problem that I witnessed across different Salesforce implementations. After multiple discussion and design sessions with other architects working in the Salesforce field, it was a clear understanding that such a solution is a requirement for majority Salesforce organization past certain growth size. Let's talk about installation. We did it as easy as it gets. Rational Cloud is not collecting any of your information up front. We're not collecting payment either. So you just click on Get It Now button on the App Exchange and you find the package. Wait for it to load. And you choose which org you would want to install. Obviously, I'm clicking Install in Production to install in my demo organization. I omitted some of the login screens, but eventually you will land up on this page. And we recommend installing Specialization Manager for administrators only because it deals with permissions. So there are some important internal checks. For example, a user who is using Specialization Manager has to have modified user permissions. So there is no problem installing it for all users, but they won't be able to benefit from it as it is mostly helping admins to navigate the permission-sized Salesforce. So we click Install for admins only, and we will be using it as admin for inside this demo. After a couple of minutes, my package is successfully installed in my org. As you can see, a couple of details. We have unlimited number of licenses. That's because Rational Cloud is not dealing with specific licenses per user. It's an organization-wide installation. Today is October 18th, and I automatically got the 15-day trial, so I can use the package for 15 days to try out the benefits. We have not collected the payment information at this point, so there are no surprise fees. If the trial period ends, you would not get an automatic payment, nothing would happen. But to start paying for Specialization Manager, you would have to explicitly go to your account and subscribe for the package. Since we were talking about payment, I want to make an important distinction from the majority of other packages that use other payment models. Some clients ask support questions about other packages cost $2 or $7 and why our package is priced differently. It's very easy. The majority of other packages, they use per admin model or per license. So these smaller prices, they are multiplied by number of users you have or number of admins you have. Our package uses flat price per organization, let's say company month. So this price is not multiplied by anything where you have 1,000 users or 10,000 admins. You pay only this flat price, so it becomes way cheaper the more licenses you have. Additionally, all the full sandbox licenses come free. There's only comparison to the normal price structure. We don't have a direct competitors feature-wise at this point. What is Specialization Manager? Why do we install this package? Why do we need it? What's happening? If you Google for building a proper security model in Salesforce, you will find a lot of really good articles and videos, including produced by Salesforce, which would explain how they expect you to build. security model. And they all deal with the same thing, which is creating personas or identify user personas. So Specialization Manager, in terms of managing specialization, that's the same thing as user persona in this case. Specialization Manager package is an automation layer on top of the property built security model in Salesforce. If we go into some of these pieces, I would recommend this article, How to Build a User Security Model from 2020. Not much changed since that. And this incredible video by Salesforce themselves, How to Build a Permission Set-led Security Model. Both of these are top results for Google search for building a security model in Salesforce. And if you watch this video or go other technical articles, you will end up with the screenshot from the very same video that I said, described by Salesforce. And as you can see, user access is defined by multiple pieces: baseline profile, permission set group, sales user permission set, or maybe more permission set, and so on. And there are no good ways in Salesforce to save this information. So Specialization Manager allows you to save user persona with all its defining features together combined. And because we can save it, then we can use it. We can apply it to users, we can provision users with one click, providing them all access they want, we can resolve security conflicts, and so on and so on. This kind of table is a very common way for an organization that follows Salesforce best practice of building correct security model. The reason why these tables exist is as there is no good way to save this kind of information inside Salesforce itself. Each line here represents one of the user persona or access archetype, or in Specialization Manager we call it specializations. So these three people over here should have the same access. We know that the Jack is provisioned correctly, so let's hand over to Specialization Manager. So I'm in my demo Salesforce organization. Let's hand over to the Specialization Manager and provision our very first specialization from Jack, who is our role model for a sales representative. I can use the new button to provision everything from scratch and configure it myself from my table. It will take just a little bit more time. So I'll select Jack, and I will create it from the selected user. I can clone an existing specialization and apply changes, but that's not what we're doing here, and we don't have any as of right now. So I'm creating my specialization from Jack. So this is our immediate screen, and we can see some information here. The organization doesn't know how we're going to name the specialization, but we know it's a sales representative, so we have to type that. We will give description for now. We can see that profile was automatically picked up from the role model user that I used. We don't have a role because there's no role set up, but if we would have one, that would be visible here. We already have all our permission set that we want pre-selected, and we would have our only permission set group also pre-selected. These are some advanced settings which we go into details in the Specialization Manager. They are needed for advanced user provisioning and setup, but this is a demo, so we will not go over that. But we do know that the part of our role model is a custom field called job code. We use that field for driving our approval access or some automation. We know that it should be sales team for this specialization. So we're going to hand over and configure that. We only have one custom field on the user, which I created right before the demo, so that's only one available. If you would have more custom fields, all of them will be visible here. And this is a text field, so there is no value to provide. There will be a pick list, you would have options here, and our one should be sales team. And I would save that. So now we have our very first specialization created. So I click refresh and slowly, yeah, our new specialization is done. I will click on the sales representative and I can see all the settings that we previously configured visible here. We can edit, add users, and apply our specialization. We don't need to edit, so we can configure it correctly, so let's head over to add users. Add users will access on the second tab of the Specialization Manager with our specialization already pre-selected, and we already have one because we're just getting started. We would move 3 of our sales rep to our newly created specialization. Even Jack was our role model for the new specialization, but it didn't exist back then. And even though we copied his user, it doesn't mean he's enrolled. So let's select Jack, Brad, and Trevor, and assign them our new specialization. As you can see, the page is immediately refreshed, and our 3 sales representatives are assigned and they have the new permission set. Now let's head over to the organization status to see what that means. So here we arrive at the organization status tab. We already know that 3 users have wrong or inactive specialization, which would be our users who don't have any assigned. And suddenly, out of 3 users we just assigned, only 2 have full specialization match, and 1 have mismatch, which is strange. And then we see 2 users have it correct and 1 is incorrect, and the incorrect user is Brad. So the Brad is in the category for user permission set mismatch, and that was done on purpose for this demo. So if I click on the Brad, I can see that user detail. Then Brad has 5 permissions set assigned instead of 4 that his role actually intends. So the extra permission set that Brad has is approval table access. This happens a lot in different organizations. Maybe some access is given temporary, maybe some permission is assigned to do certain action and then forget to remove, and so on and so forth. And it's clearly visible that there is a tremendous benefit of moving your configuration into Salesforce, and so we can simply scan the org and we can see all the users who outline in any way. So let's go ahead and fix the Brad access. So go to specialization, we have only one of it, and I click apply. So what apply would do, it would force this entire specialization on all its users who are enrolled into it to enforce it in a full way. So I clicked on it, now it's applied to all the users. Let's go to the organization status and see the results. New full scan. And you can see here that we don't have any more users with permission set mismatch. That's because the Brad access got fixed and he is now in the category for user with configuration and specialization match. We already see some benefits from user Specialization Manager just by enrolling it out, but let's discuss more benefits. Let's discuss future scenarios, how we can use our specialization tables saved into Salesforce. Let's say we have another user, Barbara, joining our sales representative team. It's a new user or it's moved from a different team, it doesn't matter. So we have Barbara here, there is no permission set, no permission set groups, no job code. It's a brand new user that's getting enrolled. Ask yourself, how long does it take in your organization for a new user to get user provision and get access enabled? It's a very good question to ask before we proceed. We will go to user assignment, and we have our sales representative, and we'll select Barbara. And we will assign our sales representative specialization. Now it's assigned, I click on Barbara. And we can see that Barbara is fully provisioned right when we get go. I used one click to get her access right in the place, which has the correct 4 permission set, correct permission set group, and the right job code. So her access was set up in the correct way in one click with the information about how her access should be configured inside Salesforce, using the code that Salesforce themselves recommend for setting access. Let's discuss different scenario changes to our existing specialization. Your organization keeps evolving over time. You have developers, they develop permission set, they develop permission set groups, and so on, so on. They continuously evolve. So after some time, we decided sales representative would have a new permission set, let's say billing access. So we add the billing access to the sales representative. If you would be using the traditional Salesforce, you would have to go identify users, you would have to add this permission set 1.1 or create one-time batch to do so. That would be some effort to do. Let's see how it would be using Specialization Manager. So we would go to our specialization and we would click Edit. We would find the billing access or permission set or any other that we would want. In this time, we just want this one. We would add it and we would click Save. So now our specialization is saved, but it's not applied to the users. It still shows 4. I will refresh the page. Now it has 5. So now I just click apply, and our permission set does apply. If you have a lot of users, it will start the synchronous process, but it will inform you. But if you have 3 users in our case, or 100 or 1,000, we have implementation to have it covered. It will take slightly more time for 1,000 users, but we will get there. And let's go to our Barbara. Now she has 4 permission sets. I will have this page open. I will simply refresh it. And refresh the page, and she has 5 permission sets. So with just one click, I was able to update our entire user base of the sales representative and add this new permission set. It will be similar if I want to remove permission set, if I want to add permission set group, if I want to modify internal job code. So all these users who are assigned to a single role, they are modified altogether. Right? I can modify their access altogether during the future development, which is problematic if you're not using Salesforce Specialization Manager. There are many more various scenarios where having this directly built your user security model being available and saved inside Salesforce. I will just outline a couple of benefits. So, operational excellence, automation for routine tasks swiftly resolve any future access requests. So if somebody is raising a ticket and say, I'm requiring this access or that access, or I'm missing, or somebody has extra access, you can quickly resolve that in just one button click, and you know who's supposed to have access to what, as opposed to normal Salesforce flow where your organization will probably using time to do like discovery and understand who needs to have access to what, because this information is not available normally. You have unified communication. That happens because you would have more user security models comparable to the profiles. So if a manager would say, hey, add this access to sales rep East Coast, it doesn't mean developer understand them, especially as a new developer. But if you have it as a specialization, this information is shared and is accessible by everybody, and they all speak the same language. Developers can see which permission set they can modify, which permission set is unique to this specialization, or where they need to create a new one. That comes right away. You have compliance insurance, because you can proactively detect, especially users who have extra access, which would not necessarily create tickets and ask this to be resolved, but they're visible in the organization scan tab. And scalable and future-proof. The more users you have, the more you would benefit from something like Specialization Manager, because it would save more time by not having this internal discovery section, by not having necessity to resolve these tickets. And you would normally have more like people flow, where you would onboard, offboard users and move between departments. All of it is one-click soft solution within Specialization Manager. That concludes our demo for today. If you want to know more, please see our user guide, white paper, and other documents attached to this very listing, or on our Rational Cloud website. Please install and try our package Specialization Manager. Unless you would make the decision to start paying, you will not get charged by the trial, so there is nothing to lose. Please reach out to our sales and support emails for any inquiries that we would love to hear your opinion. Thank you for staying till the end.